Good day, everyone. Today, we are going to tackle about a topic which we might face as future educators. I am hoping for your active ears to listen and an open mind to accept this new learning. Now, let's embrace this topic of learners with chronic illnesses. Well as know, there are a lot of chronic illnesses that affects learners, but now let us talk about four of them such as asthma, diabetes, epilepsy, and allergy. Chronic illness is such condition that affects the learners and limits their capability of doing things that interest them. Some common risks that is rampant in our surroundings and lifestyle, such as tobacco use and exposure, poor nutrition, physical inactivity, excessive alcohol use is a big contributor of the growth of chronic illness. First, asthma. First chronic illness to talk about is asthma, a disease that affects your lungs and one of the most common long-term diseases of children and adults. Visible here are some causes of having asthma and what triggers it. Airborne allergens such as pollen, dust mite, mold spores, pet panders or particles of cockroach waste, respiratory infection such as the common cold, physical activity, cold air pollutants and irritants such as smoke. If having asthma, these are the most likely effects and feelings that the patients suffer from: shortness of breath, chest tightness or pain, wheezing when exhaling, which is a common sign of asthma in children, trouble sleeping caused by shortness of breath, coughing or wheezing attacks that are worsened by respiratory virus such as a cold or a flu. As to learners, this has been a problem for asthma attacks can occur or triggered anywhere and anytime. Uncontrolled asthma is a significant contributor for school absenteeism, emergency room visits, and hospitalization, of all which can lead to low school performance, financial burdens, and emotional problems for children and their parents. Next, we have here a chronic illness called diabetes, where a chronic or long-lasting health condition that affects how your body turns food into energy. Your body breaks down most of the food you eat into sugar or glucose and releases it into your bloodstream. We have two types of diabetes. They were called type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes. Different factors such as genetics and some viruses may cause type 1 diabetes. Although type 1 diabetes usually appears during childhood or adolescence, it also develops in adults, while type 2 diabetes is long-term chronic illness which is caused by high blood sugar intake of the human body, which lead us to some major causes of diabetes to our human body, such as blindness, kidney failure, heart attack, stroke, and lower limb amputation. Effects of diabetes on student learning. Diabetes affects a child's learning because it can cause such as difficulties with attention, memory, processing speed, and perceptual skills if it's not managed. This gives us the idea to be more understanding towards our future students and their learning. Epilepsy, a central nervous system or neurological disorder in which brain activity becomes abnormal, causing seizures or periods of unusual behavior, sensations, and loss of awareness. Sometimes called seizure disorder of the brain, where a person that diagnosed with epilepsy experiences two or more seizures. What causes epilepsy? Other causes can be related to genetic abnormalities, prior brain infection, prenatal injuries, or development disorders. But in about half of people with epilepsy, there's no apparent cause. Sometimes, but when diagnosed in older adults, it's sometimes from other neurological issues like stroke or a brain tumor. These are some common effects of epilepsy to a person: uncontrollable jerking and shaking, cold feet, losing awareness and staring blankly into space, becoming stiff, strange sensations such as rising feeling in the tummy, unusual smells or taste, and a tingling feeling in your arms or legs. These functions are most likely affected on students with epilepsy: speech and language, attention, memory, and executive functioning. 4. Allergy, a chronic illness that are most likely occurring if triggered. Allergy occurs when a person reacts to substances in the environment that are harmless to most people. Atopy is a genetic tendency to develop allergic diseases. When atopic people are exposed to allergens, they can develop an immune reaction that leads to allergic inflammation. What causes allergy? Substances that causes allergy are known as allergens and are found in dust mites, pets, pollen, insects, ticks, molds, foods, and some medication. Some of these were common from the surroundings or on the foods we intake. These allergens makes more trigger to the persons with allergies such as when the allergen such as pollen enters the body, it triggers an antibody response. When the release of histamine is due to an allergen, the resulting inflammation or redness and swelling is irritating and uncomfortable. Effects of allergy on students' learning. The symptoms of allergic rhinitis like nasal blockade, itching, rhinorrhea, and sneezing cause severe distraction during class hours. Uncontrolled symptoms at night leading to sleep loss and secondary daytime fatigue may also contribute to learning impairment similarly. That's all for today, everyone. Thank you and God bless.